Well, hello folks, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a bit different again. I'm just going to bring you an up-to-date what's going on with the channel, because I haven't really been posting a lot over the last month or so, and yeah, I did pop up I think it was last week, to say I was having a few health problems, which I am, and I guess I can give you a little bit more of an update of what's going on. I've got things going on here at home where I can do some filming, because me getting out and about is a bit restricted at the moment. But I'll bring you up to date. What happened a couple of weeks ago, I was at work, and I came out of work with an awful pain in my left knee. Let me digress a little bit. About 18 months ago, the beginning of last year, I had a similar problem with my right knee, and it was really painful. I ended up being off work for quite a while, and I may have mentioned that on my channel back then, I can't remember. However, I went through a process and it was arthritis. So I come back up to date. This happened. I was suspecting it was arthritis, but I'm no doctor and you have to get these things confirmed. I got home from work in a hell of a lot of pain. My knee was swollen up. It was awful. So I initially phoned 111, as you do here in the UK, because you can't get through to your doctors. It's almost impossible. I spoke to them, and then they said they would refer me to the doctor and told me to ring the doctor straight away, and they would pass on the information that I'd given to them. So an hour later, I'd got through to the doctors, who turned around and said, well, there's nothing they can do, you need to go to A&E. So that's where I was. So I went off to A&E. This was now about 4 o'clock. Remember, I finish at 2:30 every day. I worked 6:30 to 2:30. I'd finish at 2:30. This was now 4 o'clock-ish. So it took just over an hour or so to get to this decision to go to the hospital. So off I went to the A&E, got triaged, and while I was waiting there, the pain was absolutely immense. It was making me feel dizzy. I thought I was going to pass out, and it was just overbearing. But eventually I did get in, obviously, to see the doctors, and they did x-rays. I had blood tests done, and the result from that was the doctor said, look, I can see some fusion, which is water, I think, and there's something going on. We need to make you an appointment to go to the orthopedics. And that's what he did. And I got out of the hospital. It was just before midnight, probably about 5 to midnight, I think it was. So I eventually come home, and I'd got an appointment for the following Thursday of the next week. This happened on the Tuesday. So it was the Thursday of the following week. All this time I'm in quite a bit of discomfort. Couldn't really walk too much. And generally feeling down, really down. But eventually, things eased up a bit, although it's all still there. I went to the hospital, and obviously the doctor had looked at my x-rays and my blood tests, and he just said, you do know this is arthritis? And I said, yeah, that's what I suspected, I guess, but now you're telling me, you're confirming what I was thinking. So what he's done, he's booked me in for an MRI scan, which he said I would get in the post. Now that I'm talking, this was 2 weeks ago. I haven't received that appointment yet, and I'm guessing it'll take ages. But apparently you can damage I think he said your ligaments or your tendons or something. If you have that kind of arthritis, it can happen. So they just need to check that nothing like that's happened. And in the meantime, I've been to see the physio last week, which has put me on some tablets, and they're thinking about some other tablets they might put me on. I've had some more blood tests, but it's really making life uncomfortable at the moment. So that's where I am with my health. I've been off work all that time, and I'm due to come off work just over a week for 4 weeks. So I was due to have 4 weeks off soon. So my sickness, I'll go into that. Hopefully will stop before that, and I can go into me holiday. Not that my pain or anything's going to stop or whatever. I hope it does, but I don't think it will. That's not what I'm saying. I was just saying that I'd got a lot of plans for these. You know, I was looking forward to having 4 weeks away from work. I can go out and do stuff with the family. I can do some filming. I'll be able to go out on the train, jump on a bus, and go and film loads of stuff. Because I enjoy going filming and I like editing and stuff like that. But that's just been impossible to do, and that's what I've been thinking for the last few weeks before I went sick. That's what I was looking forward to. But I'm not sure that's going to happen now. I may be able to get out for a short period, because this is an example. Yesterday I went out to town. I walked up to the top of the town and I walked back down. Now when I say up, it's not up, it's flat. Walked to the one end of the town and walked back to the other, and it's not a massive town. And by the time I come back, I was in so much discomfort. It's untrue. I can't lie down, I can't sit, I can't stand, so I'm going between all three to try and get comfortable. That's what it's like. And even now, my hip, if I'm sat too long, is grumbling me. And I know I've been talking about my knee, but I've had this hip problem and in my elbow, in my feet for a while, but I've been ignoring it. And I've been just pushing through it, thinking it'll be okay, I'll be all right. Stupidly, I suppose. But that's also roped into the fact that you can't get to see a doctor. So, yeah, I should have pushed and insisted, but you're working, you're doing it, you know, life becomes busy and it's not easy to get appointments. And all those factors, I thought I'm just going to push through it and do it. And I think that day when my knee was telling me, you've got to stop, that's enough, you've got to stop. So I've listened to what my body's telling me and I've stopped. And resting when I can is helping. Like I said, I went out yesterday, I didn't walk that far really, and I was in some discomfort. I can't say I was in flipping loads of pain. I was in a lot of discomfort where I can't sit, I can't stand, I can't lie down. I'm sleeping at night, I've got like a pillow between my knees because of the pain, and I try and move and position myself, and that's the kind of place I'm in at the moment. So it's making life a bit awkward. So me filming is kind of been on a back burner kind of thing. Although I've been trying to kill the boredom when I can sit down for an hour, half an hour, is that I've been doing what you may have seen on my short videos. If I just sort this out and show you. Oh, what I will say is if you haven't already, why don't you subscribe, give us a thumbs up and comment below and let me know what you think. What you think about arthritis. Have you got it? What do you do to ease the discomfort and things like that? And it's just knowing what to do. It really is frustrating at times. So right, I'm just adjusting my new studio on screen so I can bring it all to you. And what I'm going to do is show you what I've been up to, what I've been off, just to kill some time. It's a nightmare, it really is. But I've been messing about with this studio thing. Let's see what you think. What do I need to do now? Right, here we go. There we go, look at that. And that's what I've been doing, and you might have seen on my shorts, is some Lego, believe it or not. Yes, people have been saying, what are you doing Lego at your age? Oh, and by the way, it's my birthday tomorrow. Yeah, I'm filming this on the 15th of July, and tomorrow's my birthday, the 16th. So at the moment, I'm only 60, all right? I'm not 61 yet. So, yeah, I'm a 60-year-old playing with Lego. And what I found out is the community in Lego is absolutely huge. There's older people doing it, young people in their 20s, in their 30s, in their 40s. Everybody's doing it. But I saw this model last week and I brought it. Look at that. The Shelby Cobra. Ain't she a beaut? She's going to sit on my coffee table downstairs. I'm going to display it down there. Because with the picture at the start of the video, I'm just going to get it ready so I can show you. That one is a Vespa 125 that I built the beginning of last week. And I think it looks great sat on top of my radio on the sideboard in the dining room. What do you think? Give us a thumbs up if you like it. Yeah, it's really interesting. And that's what I've been doing to just kill the boredom. And hopefully I'm going to be building a lot more. If I just pop that over there. I also built that one last week. Motorbike. I'll turn it that way so you can see it. Probably look better that way, I guess. Bring it back. I've got to work it out so it's on the screen. There we go. Like that. It's also got suspension as well. I love it. It's great, and it's got working parts. You can see the pistons going up and down inside. I don't know if the cameras will pick that up. They're in there, and if I turn the back wheel, you might just be able to see. Let me bring it over there. You might be able to just see them going up and down. Look at that. I bet kids love doing that, and it's great, you know, for boredom and for your mental health and stuff. Just click that a second. You know, it just helps to kill that time. And what got me into it was Father's Day. Let me just turn that round because it looks way better from the front. I had a Father's Day present. I think the grandkids sent it up from Southampton because they live down that way. Well, actually, they live over the border, which is part of Portsmouth, but it's right on the border, and I always call it Southampton because that's where we lived before we moved up here. So I always say Southampton. Anyway, they brought me this Lego because they know I like building stuff, and they brought me this one. So that was my first Lego build. And if I press that, the propeller will go around. Look, I just got a message, and it really got me interested. And that was a lovely little build, that was. And I've done a few others as well. And like I say, that got me interested, and I did a few others. But these are really expensive. Now that little plane I've seen on Amazon, they're £16. And if you've never done it before, don't be ashamed. It's not childish. It really is a great thing to do. Buy yourself one. It's called the Bush plane. It's about 16 quid. That is cheap as chips, really. And I thought that was great. I've done some other small models for around the same price. But that one, the plane, is for that price, it was brilliant. But because they're so expensive, I've obviously been searching online, and you can get like replica Lego, and I brought these guys, And the good thing about these, they come in display cases. Now, I've built that model up exactly like Lego. Took about 3 hours, believe it or not. The language in the manual, because they're Chinese, obviously, you have to kind of work it out. Now, you see, it's in English, but it's is it Chinese English or whatever they call it? You can sort it out, and it's great. It comes in a display case, and you can attach. If you buy more, you can attach and put them on the top. You can do as many as you want. They've got quite a few different models. They do bigger ones as well, which is great. So that's my next build. That's going to kill 3 hours. Sorry, I've just got to adjust myself. Yeah, so yeah, that's about 3 hours to build those, and it's really is enjoyable. But they cost about 20 quid off Amazon. That's the brand there, look, Mole King, and you can see they've got Chinese writing on there. Now it says it's for 8+. I think somebody, an 8-year-old, may struggle with the instructions. I'm not saying they'd struggle to build it, but with the instructions. So it might need an adult just to point them in the right direction. And like I've said, when the grandkids come, they're going to love these little models, because they'll be able to have, let them have them. Because the enjoyment for me is building them. Probably except for the Vespa one and this one, because I'm going to keep these as like a display. That's going to go on my coffee table in the living room, that one. And my Vespa, like I showed you, is on the sideboard on top of my radio. I think it looks great there. It's brilliant. I love them. You got to take a look, guys. You got to take a look. But this is the reason why I've been doing the Lego, is to fill this time, because I don't watch telly. If I watch 30 minutes a day, and that's probably the news, I don't watch anything else. I might be telling a lot. I do watch the odd one thing program, like a documentary I might stop and watch, but I generally just don't watch the telly anymore. It's I don't know what it is. I just don't find them interesting anymore. I'll get my entertainment off YouTube or whatever. If I can put in YouTube what I want to watch, and not what the telly have got on, and that's why I come and do stuff like this, to kill the boredom while I'm off. And trust me, it really is enjoyable, and it really does take your mind off, the grumbling pain that I'm in, because I'll be sat there and I'll be going along, and then eventually I'll go, oh, I forgot about that pain there, and it catches you out, kind of thing. But it's nice just to get out of that mindset, so you can have a little bit of enjoyment. I just hope they can do something for me and help, but I don't know what they can do. I know there's tablets and stuff. I've Googled it and people have told me, so I've got to see where I'm going to go with that. But that's where we are, folks. I thought I'd bring you up to date, and I'll most likely come and do some live streams. I've done a couple of live streams on TikTok. If you're on TikTok, come and find me on there. Same name, Run Around Stew. Come and follow me on there. I've done a lot of the Lego stuff on there. And I've done a couple of live ones on there where I've been building and chatting. So that might be something I might do here on YouTube as well. But I'll definitely be doing some live stream in the future. I wanted to do it this format so I can start getting used to what I'm doing with this software, because it does let me just take that out. It does take a little bit of getting used to. And there's a guy who's got me into doing this live stream stuff and using this program, and he's called Mick, and his channel on YouTube is called Walking with Mick. Now, if you haven't seen Mick before, get over there, go and have a look. He goes out and about, he'll live stream when he's walking about, he'll have a chat where he is about the area, he'll do some filming, some drone shots, and he also does a lot of live streaming, which I tune in and I have a listen to what he's got to say, and I'll have a comment and we'll have a chat. So he's worth really going to have a look. So get over there and give him a subscribe and a thumbs up and all that stuff. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. But he's the guy that got me into it. And I was listening to him the other day, and he was saying that it was me that got him into talking on his drone shots. Because they've got no sound when you're doing drone flying, because all you would hear is the motors. So using a couple of videos and stuff, video cameras, I started to talk on the filming of the drone footage, which makes it a little bit more interesting. But Mick's got a great voice, he really has. He's got a voice for radio. You know, there's just natural people who are like that. I'm not necessarily like that at all, whereas Mick, he really is. So get yourselves over there and go and subscribe. So I'm guessing that's where I'm going to have to end this one. I'm just going to pop that up there. I've got to get used to that and do that, and probably end this video here. And I'd like to say just thank you very much for tuning in, and if you haven't already, give us a subscribe and a thumbs up. I really would appreciate it. The channel's going out, there's over 300 now. I can't remember exactly how many it is, but it all helps. And I'd just like to say thank you to everybody that subscribed. It's really brilliant. Thank you very much. And I guess I'm going to have to end this here, and I'll catch up with you soon. Hopefully things will be a little bit better, but I'll keep you updated. And if I can't get out and about, I'll see what I can have a chat about sat here or down in the workshop or something. I can probably set up down there and do something down there as well. Until next time, I think I'll call it a day, and I'll say ta-ra a bit and take care, and I'll see you soon.